I'm sufficiently drugged up. So yeah, let's go.
Let's go! Hello, everyone. Welcome. Oh, I think that was the first people heard, Andy.
I don't quite care. I have a sore throat. I have a fever. I've had I've
Oh,
had bullshit, and my throat doesn't hurt because I've been binging on
Stop.
analgesics.
Nice. All right. And hello, welcome on in. Happy Monday, everyone. Hi, Tony. Thank you so much for the resub, Psycole. 26 months. Holy crap. Okay.
that's a lot of months.
Also, look, new overlay. New that way. Character image. All fun stuff. And if you're interested in the stats of all these people, you can look there, because they keep moving through. I hear some people like to be able to see those. It's been a while. People were sick last week. Sick and busy.
Sorry.
No, I mean, shit happens. And when we have four players, 2 are sick and 1 is stuck at work, it's not really gonna happen. That whole gaming thing, it's not really going to happen.
Sadness.
That's the downside of, having responsibilities and being an adult.
I would much rather have been playing D&D than at A&E. I can assure you.
Yes.
I mean, there is a stream called Dungeons and Doctorates, so.
I like that.
But no, I get. Yeah, it's one of the ones that what's her face, Kate plays in. Anywho.
Yes.
Do the notes.
Today's song for the stream is City Walk by John Patitucci. You can also find him over at the YouTube library. The overlay starting soon screen and.
You're patting my what now?
Damn you, Terris! The overlay starting soon screen and map that you're looking at right now are made by me in Incarnate. All the character art, including the amazing DM image picture thing, was made by Nat. You can find him there. And
That is amazing, and we love him.
yes,
Thank you very
yes.
much.
We
Thank you
did.
very much. Well, thank you.
And I lost my train of thought. The sound effects and music during the game will be by Sirenscape. If you want to catch up with the stream or the campaign so far, or any other campaign, including the Vason mysteries, you can head on over to our YouTube channel, where I today updated the latest 8 coins for the Ferryman VOD. Last but not least, if you want to know what you can do to help or hinder the party, you can type in !perks in the chat if you want to come over and chat with us all and do that. Or just come and hang out with some cool people. We have a Discord.
We're cool people? Yay.
I mean, some of us.
Where?
Not me.
I mean, I live in Sweden and it's winter. Of course we're all cool people.
I've just turned my heating on. I am toasty.
I am overly hot because it is Australia and hell.
And summer.
It is a toasty 21 degrees in my office.
I mean, Tony, shush. So, I'm switching things up a little bit because I noticed that like all of you basically already have inspiration. So, anyone who does the recap gets 2 gold pieces.
Yep.
I have no memories of last session, so
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah.
It's been like 2 weeks.
Unfortunately, my ADHD makes thinking difficult.
I'm busy typing them up, but I will read through my notes from last time instead, if that helps. So we concluded our fight with the tree after much shouting at Crowin for using fire, despite the fact he was not actually using fire to begin with, and he suggested we should use fire in the first place. We were quite happy that the corruption appeared to be self-correcting after the fact that the tree was felled, so then we decided that we would head towards, and I'm going to mispronounce this, Patrican?
I have no idea how to pronounce
to-
it.
Yeah.
Cryon will let you know that he feels that your reaction to the tree incident was severely disproportionate.
Well, next time you get a barbarian down to 4 hit points, then we'll have this conversation again, shall we?
Yes. Cheerio.
Yeah.
Yes, so what we decided to do was that we feel like we had made a good enough straight path for a while, so we were going to start meandering. So we decided we're going to head towards Patch. We're going to start gathering some additional supplies before we hit the top of the lake that we need to for the particular station that Derek wishes to put in place. And so we start journeying through lands where we should be a lot colder than we should do, but we completely ignore the fact and are unbothered by the fact we are a lot warmer than we should do, despite the fact that the wind is very cold. In the morning, we finally figure that out, and Craren effectively shows us his
Box.
box thing, which I've not written down. Yes.
Cube.
Cube of warm shit. Whatever that was.
Toasty marshmallow. That's
Yes. Yes, close enough. Remus, as we continue on our journey for the rest of the day, Remus stumbles across a tent rope, which is kind of through the snow. We decide to investigate the abandoned campsite. Romulus finds a lovely little jewelry box, and after a few discussions about cursed items, given his track record, Craren volunteers to attempt to open them, or uses goggles, or uses a set of goggles to identify the magic item, and Romulus decides to pick the magic lock. It decides to start moving at that point, and a chase ensues where we try to effectively work out how to capture said box that is moving around that shouldn't be doing so.
Alright.
Oren attempts to give it a treat via a coin, which it snatches out and seems to take away and disappears. And Romulus attempts to knock on its lid, and it knocks back. Craren casts Detect Thoughts, and we realise that there is some sort of creature associated with the box, and it's fun and having some really strange thought patterns. Whilst they're playing with the box, Remus continues to investigate the rest of the camp and comes across some skeletons with some valuables, mostly coins, which he picks up. Romulus then mind links with the creature in the box, and we find this weird little shit called Elos, who is now
We would die
attached to the party. At least 3 of the party will now die for him, whilst Remus is very pissed off that something warm and cuddly is attempting to make him feel nice. Within the now inert jewelry box, there was a number of silver chains with opals and some gold bands, and we effectively, and that's about it. We move on a little bit further, and then we take another long rest, and then as Oren is as we're continuing to move on, there is a weird shrieking noise from above us, and a blue-winged, antler-headed creature with a giant mouth appears. Did I write down what it actually was? No, I didn't.
Harry
What was
Tom.
it? There we go. It pitches down and picks up Romulus, who starts to be carried away by it. Remus mentally screams at it to drop Romulus, and then we effectively have another fight. And that's all the notes I made. I can't remember if or not we finished the fight or not. I think we did, didn't we?
Yes.
I believe we did.
Yeah, the
And
fight.
that's where we've got to.
The end of the fight included Oren blinding it using a
Yeah.
Christmas sweater.
I
Or a
entirely
solstice
forgot the most fun part of the entire thing. Yeah.
Whoops.
Was it
Having-
an ugly Christmas sweater though?
Yes.
Yes.
The best roll of a nat 20 that has ever happened.
I will admit it was glorious.
It was a lot of yes. Okay, Cat, I know you're losing your mind. That's completely fine. Alright, that was a
Yes,
great
Cat is Cat is mildly upset that I have closed the door.
once again. Well, that was a it's a good recap of what happened. You can take 2 gold coins because you guys hoard your inspiration like it's no tomorrow.
Well, I don't actually have inspiration.
you can
Can I
take one.
swap my 2 gold coins for actual inspiration, please?
Yes, absolutely. Or you can do what
Thank
Gas
you.
does, and I give you inspiration starting now, and if you don't use it for the session, you get 2 gold pieces at the end of it.
Ooh. Well, no, I'll just stick to the inspiration. I like hoarding my inspiration. I use it every session, so
That's fair.
that's fine.
Which is also fine because you're the one doing the recaps more often than anyone else, so
Yes.
that's entirely
That's
up
the
to
only
you.
reason why I do the recaps. The only reason why I take the notes. I've decided I'm going to start using my inspiration rather than sitting on it for months on end like I used to do on the other games that I've played in.
I mean, sure, then we'll roll with that. If you use your inspiration and you're the one taking the notes, then let's do that. I'm just happy I'm not the only one who has to, keep track of shit. I mean,
Yay.
my notes for this campaign are... How many? Yeah, so far it's roughly 6,000 words of pre-game notes. And
Now, see, that just panics me about every time I want to try and start writing a campaign. It's like, that's just like scary.
No.
oh no, so the thing I do when I write campaigns is that I have the main quest line. That's the one I write notes for. I know roughly, and I don't even plan for what you guys will do. I know what the antagonists want to do. That's what I write. And then that adjusts based on what my players choose to do.
Ah.
With this one, I have events
Sorry.
that can happen in between 2 places. So you're traveling from one place to another, then a number of events that happen in between. If you hit all of them, yay! If you hit some of them, yay! If you hit none of them because you decide to go visit another continent, yay!
Thought we'd leave that for session 20. We're only on session 11.
Yeah, it's like... It's completely fine. Some of the shit that is on this will happen anyway, because this is a living world and it's not dependent on you guys to do shit, for shit to happen. Not entirely.
Sure.
Some shit is dependent on you guys. Not all of it, though. Roll 20, why did you just kick me out? Never mind. Okay, anywho. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do... So, if we are all now as comfortable as we are going to get, and roll 20 lets me back into the game. Thank you. Let's get started. Scrolling
Yay.
down. There we go. The flames licking along the corpse of the Periton slowly fade as time passes. Snow gently hiss against the hot remains, and the scent of cooked poultry rises through the gentle flakes. Watching the flames, taking in the scent of burning feathers. Craren, you are brought back to watching the Mournlands from Carlacton, that nameless nobleman's warehouse burning down the street. The warmth of a job well done rises in your chest this time, again, as it was back then. looking around
It's
you.
so beautiful when ugly people's houses are burning.
That is from a manga. I'm not gonna tell you which one. Looking around you, you see expanses of frozen swampland and more. To the west, the shadow marshes continue back towards the ocean. To the east, far off on the horizon, barely visible through the cold and the snow, you see Blackwater Lake. And that, what would you guys like to do?
People, mostly people.
Generally.
Yes,
Wow.
I know.
Where had we agreed we were going to go, by the way, first?
Arkin has map.
To Patrick.
Yes.
Right.
So
Yes, we were going to that
Yeah,
place.
to get
so
supplies.
in the general that way direction.
Yes. Yes, it's on the western edge of the lake.
yes.
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 So if I move you guys on the map, you are. Let me move you a little bit more. There. So you are roughly a day out from Patagon. And far off, you can see the lake. You can't see the city itself, but there is, like, on the horizon, a thin, dark line between the murkiness or murky gray of the swamp and the steel gray of the sky.
Okay. Ow, itchy.
Wow.
Excuse
Onwards,
me.
I suppose.
Bless.
Well,
Prosit.
would do we know if anything is useful in this on this peloton to take with us as something that we could sell at all?
Maybe some meat as well if we're low on rations.
You can give
Oh
me.
yes, we were low on rations as well. So yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, it looks cooked, so probably keep for a while. You can give me an investigation check if you want, or a nature check to either try to remember anything useful or find anything useful. That's up to you.
Yeah, -1 or a -1.
Yeah.
Yeah, Craren observed whether there was anything magical to be gained from it, and the answer was no. So there
No.
might be someone wants a talon or something for as a pointy end of a stick or something, but other than that,
Yeah.
Did
Most
you
of
say investigation or survival?
or nature. To either remember what peritons could be useful for or find anything useful on it.
I mean-
I will roll one of them, I guess, just to check. Both of them are zeros to me, so that is a 5.
Craren
Oh.
will do some
Yay!
investigation because
Okay. So Remus and Oren, both of you start looking over this large dead creature, and it smells really
yeah,
nice.
I think it's a. I think it's it's a bit of a stretch to just call it bird. It is really a creature.
Yeah, it's a creature. Looking it over, the smell has gone from burning hair and feathers to cooked, like, barbecue chicken at this point. It
Yes.
smells nice. Remus and Oren, you both like, oh yeah, get a little bit distracted by it. You can clearly see, like, it's charred Most of it has been charred by the flames. But, yeah, Oren, you also find the sleeve that remains of the sweater that you used to blind the creature. Romulus and Craren, seeing these two struggle a bit, just looking it over, almost getting burnt at some places, you walk over and while most of it has been destroyed, you find that like the antlers can probably be used for blade hilts. Pretty thick, like at the root they're about this big thick and then thinning out towards the tip. Like you mentioned, the talons are very sharp and can probably be used for like javelins or something as the tips. Crude, but could be pretty. The meat is edible, but it's not fully cooked yet. And it being a carnivore might taste a little funny. But it's edible. As far as you can tell, there's nothing toxic or... Like, you have to clean it, obviously. You have to remove internal organs and all that. You have to dress it. But it should be edible.
I relay to everyone that the antlers look like they could be useful for blade hilts.
Mhm.
Talons could be handy if we wanted to bring them along. Looks edible, but might need a bit of cooking. Not sure how it would taste though.
So, as soon as Romulus says that, I will attempt to start relieving the corpse of its antlers.
All right.
I mean, you have the smash and the bits equipment, so you should be fine.
Yeah. It's not that difficult. Looking at what remains of the skull, it doesn't have a beak like you would expect.
Mm-hmm.
Instead, it looks like a deer-like creature at the front, but it has canines, like fangs, almost.
If you want to split up a skull from a deer, you go from the neck in the back because that's where the soft. It's a flat head, forehead
Yeah.
is you yeah.
So yeah,
Don't ask how I know.
the skull itself is very deer-like, aside from the fangs, and the looking closer at the antlers, it has this kind of almost a J shape. So shorter in the front and then long up back, and doesn't take long at all. You just tap 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 tap, crash, and the antlers come loose. Bit messy, but you know.
I will snaffle them into the pack alongside the wyvern stinger that we've still got from the fight from the other room.
All right.
And the dragon's teeth. Why have I got? Oh, I remember. Where did that come from? I was like, yeah, I've got some of those. But I also said to start taking the talons off as well.
Yeah, just...
Do we have water?
Yeah, you have a decanter.
As in to boil things in.
A decanter of endless water.
Mm-hmm.
Whether
And
you've got something you can actually boil in.
Do we have something to boil things in? I mean, we have the water, but more of a boiling things to clean off bits of flesh and things of the sort. Makes it less smelly when you're traveling and makes you earn more coin when you're selling it.
At least one of you should have a mess kit.
Yeah, it's in the explorer's pack, isn't it? I think.
Yeah, and I know
Yeah.
you were given one as well.
Yeah. What
I do not
really
have a
is in a
mess
mess
kit,
kit
so-
anyway?
A mess kit basically has one big pot and a skillet and stuff to hold it with.
I realize I've had it on dozens of occasions, multitude of occasions over the year, but like just blanket statement accepted the fact that this is what you use to cook things and not necessarily question what is actually in it.
Yeah, so a mess kit is basically if you watch like for people who've seen The Lord of the Rings, Samwise Gamgee is carrying a mess kit on his backpack. The pots and pans that clang around
That's
on
fair.
it. So it's a large pot with a lid and a skillet, tongs, and what was it called? A small knife that you can skin things with. And the
A skinning knife.
no, not a skinning knife, more like a think something in between a paring knife and a fruit knife.
Like a
Fair enough.
folding knife?
Something like that. It's basically there to just cut stuff into smaller pieces, remove skin from fish, things like that. And
Yes.
something.
Cat, no, please.
And those 2 prongs forks that you can hold stuff with. That's basically what's in a mess kit. So yeah, you have water, you have a mess kit, you have tinder boxes, you have the only, and I think some of you got firewood, but I don't remember who.
Regardless, we should be able to do the thing.
Yeah,
That was more than 6 hours ago, so I don't remember.
that's fair. No, you're more than capable. It's a big creature though, so even though you might get food for a few days, you still have to cut it down to carry it with you. The periton itself, I think I described it as like twice Remus's size, and the wings are huge. Well, they were. They're now singed and very, very, shrunk and broken.
Big chicken.
Yes, very big chicken.
Which makes it. I'm sorry, I'm going to go slightly off track here. What would it taste like? Would it be gamey or would it be like chickeny? Because it's like part deer, part. Sorry, we'll get to that later on when we start eating it.
I feel like we're reaching into the territory of dungeon meshy.
Yeah. No, so like, have you ever had bear?
No.
Have you had predator like
Have you had anything
fish
that's a
form?
carnivore?
I had alligator before.
Yeah. Imagine that kind of like, it has a very particular taste if you eat a carnivore.
Okay. I won't say it tasted sweet to me because otherwise that might be weird.
Oh no, I've had
But yeah,
I've had
it
crocodile.
has it has a special flavor. It does. For a few reasons. One of them being that they are rather high in vitamin D and a number of other things because of their diet, because they ingest a lot of blood, and a number of other things. So for that reason, eating liver from those animals can actually kill you because you will get an overdose of a number of vitamins that you wouldn't normally get.
Ouch.
Oh yeah, eating a normal portion of polar bear liver can actually kill a full-grown man.
Yeah.
But anywho, hi cat.
And this isn't a polar bear, so yeah.
No, this isn't a polar bear. This is a large bird of prey
Foul.
sort of thing. Uh, it's gonna taste funny because it's a mix of everything.
It's a large turkey.
But yeah, it's.
Delicious.
Did I? No, it's early. It was morning. I think I said it was morning.
So, sorry, how many talons may I have got off the lovely creature if I'm attempting to achieve them?
Roll me 2d4s. Because there's 4 on each foot. Yeah.
7.
The first one you attempt to break loose shatters, but you do manage to get a good rhythm with the other, and you get 7 long, sharp thing, like claw-like. Technically, it's foot is talon, but whatever. You get 7 claws, about yay long, sharp as shit. Very easy to get hurt on. And
No sneaking in anyone's sleeping.
no, that would hurt. Oh yeah, it was. There we go. By the time you are done looking over this creature and deciding what to do with it, it is early afternoon, about 1-2 p.m. ish. Let's see. If you take the time to like cut up and dress this thing, you will get roughly 6 pounds of usable meat. The rest has either been turned to charcoal or been damaged by something or other in the process of taking this thing out.
So it's more or less of a turkey jerky right now.
Yeah. Basically. All right.
Okay, we'll do that anyway. Finish cooking it and then carving it up.
Yep. So yeah, you have 6 pounds of periton meat that...
Does this bird have a huge wishbone?
Yes. It's a bird. Of course it does. Well, sort of a bird. Mostly bird. All right.
All right.
We should do that, and then we shall carry on a bit longer, I think.
Sounds like a plan.
Yeah.
Gentlemen.
From your experience being out walking for the past month, you know that you probably have 5 or 6 more hours before the sun sets completely.
Yeah. Let's do another 5 hours or so.
All right. Remus...
Are we closing in on the city by then, or will we reach it in the morning?
You gather that with the pace you've been keeping, you will likely reach the city late morning. If you walk for a few hours, then make camp, and then keep walking in the morning.
Mostly just pondering, because even if we were to arrive late at night, virtually no one is going to be appreciating. Hi, yeah, I know the sun set for 5 hours ago, and I know you have been sleeping, but we would like a place to stay.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's avoid that conversation.
There's also the fact that one of you cannot see anything at night, and all of your vision is limited to what your dark vision gives you.
Which is long. I am the only blind one in the party.
Oh no, I have a bullseye lantern.
We've got a
this
couple of those
point,
anyway.
Remus,
Yeah.
at this point, Remus, it's a superpower.
Yeah.
Yes.
I just make sure I'm stood between two people and we just kind of skip along as if it's like Dorothy down the yellow brick road.
Yep.
Oh dear.
All right. So
Now I want to see Remus scamper like that. Just, you know. Yes.
All right. So you make your way a few more hours east, and the snow isn't really letting up. It comes down in those soft, ice cold flakes. It seems not wanting to go anywhere. Occasionally, a couple reach you, but most of them seem to just move away. Because here's a fun fact: heat rises. And you have this kind of almost like a bell-shaped dome over you, where the snow just whoop around you.
Does it make that noise as well?
No. It's just...
Yeah, that Python screaming in the background is the sound of the snow screaming as it hits the bubble of heat.
Snow of anger.
Oh no.
Our next campaign will be Rime of the Frost Maiden. No, I'm checking.
I mean, that's the first module I bought for D&D, so you know, I haven't run it yet.
Snow calming down and going, "Oh, you bastards!"
Oh,
no. I mean, or more like, you bastards, because we're, you know.
I'm still saving up to get that Shardalin dragon miniature. I love Shardalin. Imagine dragons, but construct.
Oh.
I have something to show you later then. If you're saying dragons with construct, I play Guild Wars 2. I have the basically it's a clockwork dragon mount.
I love clockwork dragons. Anyway, wandering around you, the landscape is absolutely quiet. Seems like the snowfall is hushing any sounds, even somewhat muting the wind moving around you. From time to time, the snow kicks up in soft whirlwinds before dissipating. And all of you would probably, after a while, come to the realization that if it wasn't for Kraren's cube of heating, this would have been very uncomfortable. Because none of you have winter clothing.
Oh no.
Listen here, you little shit. Kraren came prepared.
I mean, okay, fine. Well, yeah, Kraren doesn't have winter clothing because he doesn't need winter clothing.
And also because he knew that he would eventually get company.
Yes.
Sharing is caring.
Yep. But the others started walking out in the middle of nowhere without winter cloaks. So, you know.
That seems like a them problem.
Anyway, who's leading this? Or are you all walking in? Like, who's keeping watch while you're walking?
Remus definitely will be. He's done it the last couple of times, so he's normally slightly at the front, trying to pay attention to see what's going on.
All right. Anyone else?
Kraren would be a close second, or rather much next to, because it helps that more eyes, but also for the sake of keeping people behind, not in the snow, it helps that if the thing removing the snow isn't in the back, because Remus would be having rather frosty face.
That's true. Okay, so each of you can do a perception check, or one of you can help the other. It's your choice.
Are you wise, Craren?
Depends on your definition.
I mean, on a scale of 1 to 5, what's your modifier?
Craren's wisdom modifier is 2.
Right, okay, so I'll help you, because my wisdom modifier is 1.
Nice. Okay. So Craren, roll a perception check with advantage.
And if you
How
score
do
poorly,
you
you're
roll
sacked.
with
I'm doing this from now on.
But yes, how do you roll with advantage?
On top
Click
of
advantage.
yeah, at the top it says advantage, and then you click perception.
Yes. Yeah.
It's kind of hard to
You're
see. It's kind of hard to see through the falling snow, but seems fine. Nothing is close enough to worry you during your walk. And as the sun finally starts setting behind you at this point, you haven't really come across anything that isn't gray ground, frozen, or white falling from the sky, or darker gray in the distance. Eventually, the sun does start setting, and not having seen anything more inviting than where you currently are at, you can either choose to push through, guessing that you're probably 10 or so hours away from the city, or you can make camp here and continue in the morning.
While we're walking, Craren is letting his shift weave change between being fox fur and wolf fur, depending on whether there's a bush on the right side or whether there's a bush on the left side. We're meeting while we're walking.
All right.
For no other reason than it looks like we're more prepared if at least it looks like some of us is wearing winter clothing. It doesn't have. He has vanity in that sense. Not that it actually matters, and he believes that anyone would actually care. But for his own personal image, it helps him look prepared.
I think your computer is dying, Psycole.
Can you guys hear me? Or are you
not.
getting a load of feedback from me?
It's making a weird noise, but we can hear you.
Yeah, we can hear you.
I mean,
I thought that was your computer fan. So
yeah, there's a mild feedback, but we're hearing you perfectly.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it sounds like your computer is purring.
Well, it's not my computer, and the cat's fucked off, so it's definitely not that.
I generally thought it was one of the cats.
I thought it was your computer fan, because mine makes that sound from time to time.
Yeah, but it's quite plausibly triggering, and what it's registering is its own internal magnetic field.
Yeah, that's fair. So yeah, setting up camp.
I mean, shift weave isn't anything, but is never going to be anything but a regular piece of clothing.
Yeah.
So
it just looks
different.
Exactly. So, setting up camp for what could potentially be the last night in a while that you have to spend outside. What do you guys do?
I think Oren would prepare for whenever his watch is going to be, that kind of thing. Once again, probably help make the meal.
Yeah, and Craren is more than happy to take first shift.
Okay.
I'll probably start pitching the tents.
All right. So same configuration as before with the elves taking watch, or what do you want to do?
Yeah, I'm happy with that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Same procedure as last year.
Same procedures every
So-
year.
The whole taking watch stuff becomes so much easier when you have a couple of elves in the party.
Oh yeah,
It really does.
Oh, yes.
It really
it really does.
4 hours trance, you say? Yes, please.
Okay, how do I long rest?
There's a button that says long rest on it. Craren, Oren, could you both of you please roll me a perception check?
Perception?
Yes.
13.
Before I'm rolling, I'm going to assume it will be sub 10 because the last 2 times it's been, and I'm going to assume it's going to follow suit.
No.
Well, I'll be fucked.
I mean,
I mean, play your cards right. Ask Oren.
I know.
He might provide.
I mean, that is fair, but it's also like, did he sit down on a needle or something? Yes, I'm awake. Yes, I'm awake. Fuck you.
My butt.
all right. So, Craren, during your careful. Oh, I think I know. I think. Do you have a microphone on your camera?
I do.
Because that might be where feedback could be coming from. Because when you flipped it up, we could still hear you. Yeah, Craren, during your watch, sitting there.
I noticed that night is night.
Yes, night is night. There is the heat from there is heat from your heating cube, and there's also some heat from your cooking fire still making the air around you shift slightly. And as you look around, just at the edge of your dark vision, you see soft greenish lights popping out of the swamp around you. They seem to drift lightly back and forth, and in the periphery it looks kind of strange. Beautiful but strange. But as you look over, it's like flames dancing just above the ground, and you realize that it's probably just burning swamp gas. It's like methane being released somehow from the frozen ground. And
but that's what they want you to think. Applies tinfoil hat.
I mean, you live in a world where will-o-wisps are a real thing.
Oh dear.
And a little bit.
I've broken my camera. I'll be back in a minute.
Oh, no worries. I'm not gonna fiddle with the cameras because then I have to fiddle with it again once you get back. And a bit further on.
The fact that you're having my user icon on where your camera should be, though, that is amazing.
Oh yeah. Should probably do something.
Bug. Sorry.
Okay, so swamp gas.
Yes, I just heard Terris going, "Oh, bug."
Sorry, I was being attacked by a fruit fly.
Oh, that's fair.
Traren taps Oren on his shoulders, going, "Hey, Oren,
What?
hey,
Yeah, what?
am I hallucinating, or are those flames over there just over yonder, just casually burning, doing things, or am I just seeing things?"
He's gonna sort of squint at them. Just, and do they look like flames to me?
Yeah.
Yeah, looks like flames.
Good, because I'm tired. I haven't rested in a while, and I need to not imagine things for a moment.
That's fair. Do you want to go? Do you want me to come with you so we can have a look and make sure?
How far away is this? Is this at a, like, how many yards away? You said just at the edge, so it's not that far?
Yeah, no, it's at the edge of your dark vision range. So I think it's
Yeah.
like you have 60 and then
You know,
60
60
feet dim light.
Yeah.
So about
Uh-huh.
maybe 80 feet out.
Yeah. Let's approach it and see, if it seems like it is something, and if it isn't, then let's, go back and continue doing the rest bits
And
and
pretend
yeah.
it never happened.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. So you wander out towards where Craren saw those blue-green flames, and as you approach, you do see what looks
The weather
like
balloon, obviously.
you see what looks like a crack in the frozen marshland, and it continues from a little bit further to your left and all the way down towards a larger body of water, and along it you see these flames, tiny, like almost like candlelight in size, all the way up to larger, campfire size. And they seem to be popping up from these cracks in the ground randomly, igniting their from time, like almost jumping back and forth. But it looks like it's just burning gas.
Now, we're in a swamp, right?
Yeah.
Yes. It is. Now, I'm no swamp dweller. But does that look like it's normal to you?
Well, yes. I mean, and no, I don't really have a frame of reference in that sense, but I would say, from what I can see and from what I like for you to agree with, is that at least whatever is burning doesn't look sentient enough to want to kill us.
Yeah, no. If it wanted to kill us, it probably would be trying to already.
That's what I'm reasoning as well, yeah.
I wouldn't be cooking my food on it, but I think we're all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's go back. Let's get some rest, and should this persist in the morning, we can look closer.
Yeah.
All right. So you head back to your camp. And Oren, during your watch,
yes,
the flame seems to persist. You have
he's keeping an eye on that.
Yeah. You with your extended dark vision can clearly see that they continue along where the crack was, and seems to be only
only the dark vision was extended. I was hoping for something more interesting.
Ah.
That doesn't help in this situation.
You don't know him well enough yet. You haven't asked.
That is entirely fair.
And in the morning, both Romulus and Remus, you had this weird sensation in the middle of the night of the normal, comfortable temperature. Well, normal since Kraren joined you, fading for a moment, briefly shaking both of you out of slumber, but then it returned.
Oh, right.
The question is, were we sharing a tent, and which one of us became the little spoon in that moment?
Elos.
Oh yeah, that's a good point. That will be the that will be the time that Remus
Three-layer.
actually cuddles Elos.
Yes. And yeah,
And then wakes up in disgust when he realizes what's happened. It's like, what the fuck?
yeah, Remus, when you wake
I love
up in the morning, you have a scarf. A white,
And I
fuzzy scarf.
And I more or less instantly kind of like, try to pull it off my neck and throw it down on the ground in disgust.
You weird bleeder.
Elos rises, like you throw him out, and he just curls around a little bit and just, and then floats away.
Should have fed you to that periton.
Yeah.
No. No, we would die for him.
Oh, correction. You would die for him. I would die of him.
Oh dear.
D,
Yes.
Remus, D.
All right. Morning dawns, cold and free of snow.
That is normally how it goes, though. That is normally how morning goes.
Yes.
It does dawn.
It does
Yeah.
dawn. And it does this time as well, with the sun slowly rising in the east. And you watch overhead as slowly the clouds start to part. And brain, as you look over towards the west where you saw those lights during the night, they're still there, still dancing around. They haven't moved. Oren, during your watch, you saw them pop in and out, but never coming closer. Seems like something, like the ground cracked a little and released a burst of methane that caught fire somehow.
No, it's probably fine. Yeah, every so often he'll give it a sus look, making sure that it hasn't moved closer to them. That he thinks it's probably safe enough.
Yep. And while you're making preparations for setting off again, the fires don't move any closer.
Good. Very good. So yeah, probably about an hour before everyone else is going to wake up, he's going to quietly start the breakfast.
Mhm. Yep.
So everyone wakes up to good food. If the chest weasel is anywhere nearby, he probably gets pet little pan treats.
What does chest weasels actually eat?
Frustration.
Do they have any listed dietary restrictions?
Yes, frustration.
Rebus.
Yep.
Hmm.
Chest weasels live off of frustration.
I mean,
That's part of their physiology. They have developed this habit of hiding in treasure chests to frustrate adventurers in order to get the snack.
Oh dear.
It's almost like that image of that mimic that's evolved to look like a female adventurer or something like that that's been chained to the wall with it. Like, I'm going to
I know
evolve.
exactly the one.
I'm going to evolve to get exactly what I want.
Yes. Or
Yes.
in Chet's
Nummy.
Case, evolved into looking like a very, very cute twink.
Did you say twink? Where?
Chet from
Mm.
Curse of Hearts.
As
Yes.
originally intended, yes.
Yes. It's a mimic that really, really likes to be looted. Anywho,
Does he
Nothing.
have a load of junk in his trunk?
yes. Yeah, you wake up to a very nice breakfast. Chest Weasel is summarily yeeted out of the tent. Doesn't seem too upset about it. Finds the whole ordeal rather amusing.
And delicious.
And nourishing.
And nourishing. Yeah. Breakfast having been had, camp packed up, you continue your journey for a couple more hours until whoever's leading, roll me another perception check. Or whoever's keeping watch as you walk.
Sorry,
I could
I mean-
probably
that
help
dragon.
with the
We-
keeping watch.
Yep.
If you want.
Plop. Hey, that's a lot better than the 9 from earlier.
Nice, yeah. With the parting of the clouds and the return of the sunlight, Oren and Romulus, it is starting to get difficult to not squint as
Oh no.
the day gets
I forgot
brighter.
about this.
You do have the
I was
umbrellas
surrounded by
and
snow.
sun hats, so it's not as bad, but it's still like being outside on a really bright day for, people who doesn't have problems with bright light.
Aren't we surrounded by snow as well?
Not right now. It's the snow has
good
let
God,
up.
Okay. Okay.
Oh, but it's on the ground though, right? So you're getting blinded from the sun in front of, from underneath your shield.
Yeah,
as
a
well.
little bit. It's like
Oh God.
you have to squint a little bit. It's not that bad, but it's uncomfortable. It's not snow blind risk, but it's still uncomfortable.
Excellent.
But yeah, Kraran.
Oh, I should mark a long rest.
Yes. All of you got a long rest, no issues. Kraran, as you're walking along, a little bit off to your right, you see something that in even your experience of weird things, this is weird. You see a door. Standing out there in the middle of nowhere. Just a door. Door frame. Wooden door.
Do we just see it in the distance? Does it just stand there? Is it hovering? Is it fluorescent?
As you're scanning the area to see if you, scanning it for threats or anything, you turn to look to your right and there's a door there. Standing on the ground. Just a door.
For no other reason than curiosity, Kraran knocks the door.
There's a echoing sound.
walks around the door.
There's nothing behind the door.
Craren knocks the door again.
There's a hollow echoing
Verify.
sound.
Have we all seen this at this point?
Yeah, you've watched as Craren walks up to a rather nice-looking wooden door that's standing in the middle of the nowhere of the swamp.
If Craren knocks on it from the other side, does it still make a noise?
No.
Are there any like old foundations, or does it look like there was a building here and it just so happens that
Give me
door
an
is left, or-
investigation check.
investigation?
I mean, Craren would obviously feel that
I have no- I'm-
this is silly.
I'm blinded.
Yeah, no.
Um,
With having a hard time seeing in this bright light, there's snow and there's a door frame and Craren is knocking on the door, but you don't really find any of the foundations or anything like that.
Can Craren cast detect magic on this?
Absolutely.
As
Eh,
in, does it have magical properties at all? Or would
mean-
it be more pertinent to just make an Arcana check?
You can start with an Arcana check if you want. You can also, I think
That
you can
makes
ritually
sense.
cast detect magic if you want to do that. The door is
That's-
clearly magic.
Considering you have a 8+6 modifier,
Yeah, it is very clearly magic. You're not entirely sure what type, but it's a magical
yes,
thing.
I can ritual cast. I can ritual cast.
Hey,
Hi.
Craren.
Yeah. What's up?
Oren is going to currently hand you two things.
Uh-huh.
A baby scorpion. And one end of a ball, and the fat end of a ball of yarn. You will notice the end that is spooling out is tied to his wrist.
Okay. So
What are you on about, Oren?
ritually casting detect magic will take 10 minutes.
I know.
Well,
Well, actually, it's a concentration up to 10 minutes.
But I think. Actually, let me check.
Yeah,
Description
rituals tend to
doesn't
take
say
10
that
minutes.
it takes time to cast it ritually.
Detect. I want to say that it detects.
I believe rituals do just in general take 10 minutes plus cast time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so as well, but it's so poorly written that it's like
Oh, yeah, it is.
makes no mention of this.
Yeah, no. Ritual casting is 10 minutes plus the casting time, so it's 10 minutes. It's 10 minutes and 6
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah, so 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Oh, I also have to check magic.
Can I?
Yes.
Can Remus just open the door?
I mean,
the door's.
Be my guest, Craren steps away at least 20 feet from the door.
The door is locked.
Oren. Ah.
Can Remus put his shoulder to the door? Or his warhammer, one of the two.
Or we could lockpick it if that's the.
Yeah, I could try lockpicking it.
I do have thieves' tools and a +7
Yes,
to flat pan.
Okay, so what he does is he goes to open the door. He realizes it's locked. He jiggles it a bit to see whether or not a little bit works, and realizes it's not going to. Starts to pull out his warhammer, at which point everyone else starts pulling out random thieves' tools and stuff, and he's like,
Yes.
and he goes and walks a little bit further away and just goes, "Go on then."
I like the fact that for some reason this is this party consists of 3 of something and 1 not of something, in number of things. In this particular instance, it's 3 characters having thieves' tools for no apparent reason.
Yeah.
Just compare them. We have like little afternoon sessions of just like polishing.
Yes.
All right. Do you wait for Craren to finish, or are you just...
I'm happy to wait for him to finish, but
You can wait.
I am willing to guinea pig going through first as well. But the stipulation is that somebody's going to have to hold his scorpion because he's not going to want to risk it if he were to be,
Yes.
say, disintegrated.
Okay.
That is
So...
not a euphemism.
It's a door of annihilation.
The door is very clearly magical, and using detect magic, first of all, basically your entire party lights up.
Why are we approaching a random door in the middle of a field just outside of a city?
It's a door.
I know, and I would do the same. That's not the point. It's more of a, from a narrative perspective, the heroes, unsuspectedly.
The door also gives off a strong ping of transmutation magic.
Is this even a door? Is it transmutation related to what is hiding behind, or is this not even a door in the first place?
Oh, the joys of detect magic and how shit it is. Telling you what it is you're detecting.
Yes.
I mean, yes, but I feel
like
it's
flying traps?
Well, yeah, I enjoy detect magic from a mechanical point of view. It helps in guiding you in what area you're looking.
Yeah.
And if it has a barrier, it can look beyond barriers and so on and such forth.
There's
that.
there's also a faint hint of abjuration magic from the door handle. Or just, the lockbox area of it.
Yeah. How far beyond the door can Craren sense things? Because it's a 30 feet, and it's one of those. It lessens by. It can be blocked by a foot of stone, but other than that.
Looking around you, you sense the door, and you sense whatever people in your party are carrying.
Yeah.
But nothing else. There's nothing else magical around here.
I would be careful when trying to open this because it's innately magical. I wouldn't necessarily. Would he know enough to understand whether it's trapped magic, or, as in, there is magic because someone has trapped the door, or is it magical because the door is what it is?
You can give me an Arcana or Investigation check.
Considering Craren is stupid, Arcana it is. I mean, he has +6 in both, but considering this is a magical item. Yay. 12.
You do know
That's
that...
not necessarily better.
No. It's enough that you know that abjuration magic can be used to lock or trap areas people don't want others to get into. Transmutation magic is normally used to change one thing into another thing. Spells such as catapult or awaken are both transmutation.
Craren will identify the door.
Okay.
It's a door.
Yep.
It's a...
mahogany.
Walnut.
It's a finely crafted pine door, where the door frame is made out of oak, and the transmutation magic used on it made it so that the owner of that lived here at some point, it would open automatically for that person. We're using identify the lock used, like there are it used to be locked by magical means. But identify is very powerful. Would it sense that? It doesn't seem to be magically locked at this point.
Remus will start to be getting impatient at this point. Like, are you guys gonna open the door, or are you just gonna continue to wave your arms in the air like you just don't care?
I mean, Remus, not to discredit your enthusiasm, but in the event that this should have been a trapped door, where a large-size boulder were to roll out of it and flatten you to the ground, I would like to know that beforehand, so we can inform you to step aside when we open it. Or would you prefer to be
get
left
ready
to
to
the
point
ground?
and laugh?
All I'm gonna say is, you could have done that with the fucking tree, right? Like, you went out and you asked me to go and hit it, and I hit it, and now you want to be cautious because there's a door in front of you. What is it about the fact that this has been carved and turned into something that makes you want to stop and check? Unlike the fucking tree from 2 days ago, where you're just like, yeah, just burn it, whack it down. You know what? It's fine. It's not a problem whatsoever.
Yes, and much like I told you, if it would have behaved like a regular awakened fucking shrub, we would have whacked it down in no time. This wasn't the case. I've told you. I'm sorry for misjudging the situation.
I don't
And we
like
survived.
it when Mummy and Daddy fight.
Shall I get the
I
weasel
do.
out?
And we all survived.
We did, yeah. That's
Mhm.
true.
And we got rid of the tree.
Yes,
and we had a
did.
barbecue.
Yes, we did.
Mm-hmm.
However, that took us all of 10 seconds to 50. It was 3 rounds, wasn't it? That took us all of 30 seconds to sort out. No, hold on. That's not 3 times 6.
That's
18 seconds to resolve. You've been at this door for 15 fucking minutes. Are we opening it or not?
Well,
all I'm saying is that
I can try and pick that lock.
Yes, all I'm saying is that we should be fine opening that door. There should be no lightning crashes. There should be no other things. So be my guest.
Fine. Are you doing it the nice way, seeing as though the 3 of you all have weird tinkly things, or would you like me to use the hammer?
I mean, in the event that we want to close the door, let's try to make sure to unlock it first. Because it's cold outside.
Please. Please. And it's like he's doing it like a child's when they're desperately trying to do it. Like, please, kind of thing. I like the idea of resolving the door so that we can go to the city.
Yeah. Plus, this door. Who knows what's behind it?
Yeah.
Could be treasure.
Exactly. Why I wanted to open it 15 minutes ago.
Well, yeah.
There is a rather horrible P word that I think you should learn at some point.
You said please 5 times.
Patience.
Oh.
I can have patience. But when a door is a door, you fucking open it.
While all this talking is going on, I'm just going to try and pick the lock.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand check using your thieves' tools.
If I see you doing that, I am going to bardically inspire you.
And Craren, with an obvious smirk on his face, enjoying this banter because of what it is.
All right. Well, with a 21, the lock falls away. It was a little tricky, but eventually just clink, and the door swings open inward. And you are met by a rush of hot, stale air.
Great.
Inside the open door is a staircase that leads down into darkness.
Ooh.
I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, Cat is
I'll
losing his
murder
mind.
the cat.
I'm hungry.
Hi, cat. Yes, it's food cat.
All right.
You open the door and we find a dark hole. And who can't see in a fucking dark hole?
Again, I have given you my bullseye lantern because I don't need it.
It's fine. He starts pulling out various torches and stuff and things like that. In fact, that's what he'll do. He'll pull out a torch, light it, and then throw it through the door.
All right.
Down the steps.
Give me a athletics check.
That's not. What if it's a bedroom and you light it on fire?
We didn't stop.
Do we care? We are going to sleep in the city. We only really care.
Stuff in
We
there
hold on.
and you set it on fire.
We only really care if this is a portal to the best inn in the city, and I have accidentally burnt the best inn in the city down.
I mean, at the same time, Craren thinks to himself, if we take this door with us, will we take the space that is connected to it with us? Might look weird, but we have a whole fucking place we can drag with us. That means that we don't have to sleep outside.
Team base, anyone?
Yes.
I like that.
All right, Remus, you chuck that torch down the stairs, and you hear, like, you see it just sail straight through. It bounces once, and then clink against something, and then rolls back. The staircase, like, between you and where the torch lands is just dim light at this point. The staircase is long.
So, are we going in?
This is the part where I regret
Yeah,
not
go in.
making Craren the Twilight Cleric.
All right. Oren.
To share his supreme dark vision with Remus.
All right.
Having just come off playing Ferron, the Twilight Cleric fighter for the last 2 years, I am severely missing dark vision.
Yes.
300 feet.
Yes, it's glorious, and you can share it with people, and it's like, yes, hi, we have no problems ever.
Mm-hmm.
This is amazing.
I went from playing a wood elf to playing a halfling. I feel your pain. Anyway, so yeah, who's leading the charge? As you watch this hallway, well, the staircase is about 6 foot wide and about 8 foot tall, but it's sloping down. So if you decide to run down, you're gonna go clank, 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 clank against the roof or the ceiling of it.
Since I have the extended dark vision, I'm willing to go down first.
All right. Are you walking down carefully, or are you just rushing down?
I do not want to bump my head, so I am walking down fairly carefully.
Okay. I guess what I'm asking, are you stealthing down, or are you walking down?
I will stealth down, so I will roll you a stealth check, I suppose.
Yes, yes.
Which is a 9, so that's not ideal.
Yeah, you make your way down maybe 10 feet before you hit your head on a bit of the ceiling that has slightly caved in a little. And a cloud of dust and dirt falls down all over you. Continuing down, however, the staircase just continues 20, 30, 40 feet, 50 feet. It finally evens
Is this
out.
ship growing as we're walking?
Doesn't seem like it. Well, not to Orin. It's just very deep.
Yeah. And he'd, for anyone who doesn't have, like, 50 feet of dark vision, he'd tell them,
Yep.
you know, what he's seeing as he's moving through. Just, yeah.
As you're walking down the staircase, after that slight cave in, the walls start becoming decorated. First with vines, and then almost like murals made out of wood and stone, depicting various creatures and landscapes. And as you reach the bottom, you see large, looming humanoids. And then you get into...
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You get...
Humanoid. A light
Yeah.
such.
No, they are carved into the walls. Along the staircase down.
More reassuring.
And as you step down from the last step, Orin, with your superior dark vision, looking around, small room. Maybe 10 by 15 feet.
There's a tiny room up here. I'm gonna look in.
You mean down, right? Remus shouts very loudly.
Here, meaning along this corridor.
Okay.
Up ahead, not like up in the sky.
Alright. You look in. Stone brick walls. Nothing really special. Seems the room has been cut off at the far end by smooth dirt wall. Almost like it caved in at some point and someone has smoothed it out afterwards. Inside you see the torch on the ground. Remus somehow managed to throw it down with such force that it bounced off the dirt wall and came rolling back. Next to it, maybe a foot away, is a crate and a small bag. The scent of rotting food is strong down here.
He's going to peer in the crate.
Alright. You break open the crate and it's full of pelts. Animal pelts.
Are they stinky or are they...
No, they don't stink.
Done?
There is a slight, like, fruity kind of decomposition scent, but not from the pelts themselves.
Okay. He will stuff those into his pack. They seem like they might come in handy if something ever happens
it's
to
a-
that brimstone.
Big crate. You can get maybe
Oh.
2 of the pelts in your pack.
He'll get the warmest looking 2 in. And he'll tell everyone what's down here.
Yeah.
He'll have taken the best to stuff in his pack. At which point he will then sort of wrinkle his nose because he thinks he knows what's going on here, and open the pack that he sees, the bag.
As you open the bag, you're immediately assaulted by the stench of rotting food. And looking in, there's this yellow, green, red, brown kind of sludge in the
He is
bag.
going to prestidigitate that so it smells like fresh apple pie.
That's nothing for what it looks like, though. But the room is now
No.
the room now smells like apple pie for an hour.
Yes, he is just prestidigitated that so it smells like fresh apple pie, and it's just. I'm just going to. Yeah, that needs a decent burial when we're out of here. It's the remains of someone's food. So if that's rotted, that means that the guy who was living here, or is there a bed or anything?
Nope. There's a bag, a crate, and dirt. And the torch.
Well, whoever
Have we
was...
just found someone's locked away pantry?
I think it might be some hunter's storage place. A little bolt hole or something.
So, Oren, Remus will shut down. What have you found?
Yeah, he'd have told you it was as he was looking. Just there's some pelts down here, a bag of rotten food, and your torch, and not much else. But the pelts look nice.
Okay. Remus will head down so that he can gather some of the pelts.
I'll follow along.
How big is this crate?
It's about
Can I take
3 by 3 foot. 3 by 3 by 3.
Remus should be able to lift that.
Yeah.
Can he attempt to lift that and take it up the stairs?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you have no problems lifting it. It's cumbersome, but it's not like it's filled with what looks like animal pelts, so there's a heft to it. But with your strength, it's like whoop. Okay. It's cumbersome though, so you kind of have to wiggle your way up the stairs.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, cat.
And there are no real handles on the crate.
That's fine. He kind of punches one side to kind of create an armhole, and it does the same way over. And it's like, right, that's me done.
Yeah. As your hand goes in, it's like soft and pliable and warm. There's also a strange scent of apple pie down there.
You know, like you doing.
Comment about it. Yeah. Yeah, so he's going to retrieve that, take it up top, and dump it down in front of Krarin.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
So we have some pelts now.
Yep.
What happens if I close the door with Oren in it? I'm ready to... Oh, no, is he going to do it? Fuck, would he do it? Would he do it?
Oh yeah, he would totally do it.
Yeah, I think he would. Although, no, hold on. No, Romulus has gone down, hasn't he?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes, I have.
Yeah, he wouldn't do it with Romulus in there.
Thank you.
Just anyone else, huh? Or
Well,
specifically Aaron.
No, just anyone else. But if Krarin had been down there, even if Romulus had gone in, he probably would have shut the door. Oh, hold on. Where's the box weasel? Where is the box weasel? Is it around Romulus's neck?
It normally lives with Romulus, but that's up to you, really.
Yeah, I mean, they're free to roam wherever they like around the party. They can hang around me. They can hang around.
Dangerously close to shutting the door just to see what happens. No. Sorry.
I want to take a close look at that like dirt wall and see if there's like, because if they pattern it flat, I'm just curious if there's anything more to it.
All right.
It's literally just dirt.
Give me an investigation check. It's definitely It's definitely like man-made, and you can see if like roots coming through it. So it looks like at some point this area caved in, and then someone came in and smoothed out the wall and made it habitable. And
Okay.
with a 12, looking around, you can see that the ceiling in here is made out of stone bricks, as are 3 of the 2 walls and the walls where the staircase comes down. It's just the opposite one is made out of packed dirt and roots.
Interesting. I'm curious to see if this
I
is
have
a separate location that actually takes us to, or whether it's like a different, like a bag of holding sort of situation. But this brings me back to my prison days. Just a tiny bit. I start heading back
Because
up.
everyone needs weird doors with pocket dimensions. Delicious, delicious pocket dimensions.
Is it really a pocket dimension though if you have to drag a door with you?
Depends on how big the pocket is.
Yes.
That's a good point.
I can sew a pocket around the door.
Is it a flat
Wow.
pack door?
I was just gonna say, Oren turns it into like a giant, crochets a giant sling thing for Remus to carry on his back or something like that.
Yeah.
Remus uses it as a shield.
Yeah. a shield
Open
is
it,
also a storage
shunt
room.
people in it, and then lock the door behind them.
Is it an action to lock a door?
Yes, it is.
This
Opening
is
it
now
in-
an auto-locking door.
Opening it and closing it is a free, like, object interaction, but actually locking it, especially if you don't have the key, would be an action.
We could get a new lock made.
You could make a little, like, rope
Bar
contraption
on the
keeps it
outside.
locked. Yeah, yeah. That could work.
All right.
Have you guys finished down there, or are we just going to
Yeah,
hang around
I've-
by the door all day?
I've just come back up.
Yeah, Oren is following. He has taken the pack with him to get it out of there in case we do decide to keep the strange empty room.
So we have a crate full of pelts.
Yep.
And a door.
And a bag that smells suspiciously of fresh apple pie.
Are we gonna leave the door here, or do you want to try and take the door with us?
I'm having a very upset cat next to me. It's
Aw.
like, I just fed you, fuckface.
I also call my old cat fuckface.
So, do you want to take the door with you, or?
Does it look movable?
It has sunken a little bit into the marshland, which is now frozen. But
I mean, the 4 of us should be able to. With
It's a-
more or
Well,
less
Remus
violence.
plus 3 of us.
Oh,
Fine. He'll shut the door and then attempt to start lifting the door out of the frozen ground.
okay, give me an athletics check.
Oh god, that's terrible.
Uh,
Didn't I
I'll burn
give-
that inspiration.
I did give someone bardic inspiration too, but I can't remember who.
that was Romulus.
Yeah.
It's fine. I'm gonna burn the inspiration. I'm gonna roll again. That's better.
Nice.
That
Yeah.
feel more like a Remus attempting to lift a door.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a number. That's a number
Yes.
we can live with.
Yeah. You grab the door frame, and at first it doesn't really want to budge because the frozen ground around it, but then you just buckle in, bend your knees, and just yank it out of the ground. It makes a kind of a crackling, sucking sound, as if the ice in the ground just shattered with the pull up. And you now have a very nicely made pine door in a oak door frame that you're holding.
Can I like move it? Can I like walk with it like a few feet away?
Mhm.
And then just kind of plant it back down on the ground and open the door again and see whether or not it opens up to the same location.
Yeah, you can plop it down. As you plop it down, it starts going... falling.
Okay.
So you kind of have to
Okay.
hold it up.
Can I hold? So basically, I'll hold it up and I'll say, "Can someone open the door just to check to see whether or not we've now acquired a random staircase and room?"
Yeah.
Open the door.
All right, you open the door, and a gust of stale air meets you as a 50-foot long staircase leads down into the ground.
Perfect.
Does it smell like apple pie?
Excellent. We have acquired portable storage room.
Right. Because so then I turn around and say, "Can someone just like hold the door for a minute?" And then I will take the crate of pelts back down to the storage room. It's like I can carry the door or I can carry the pelts. I can't carry both.
Perfect.
We'll hold the door and make it happen.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay. So,
I
Remus.
just had a thought.
Yes?
Oren is just going to say, "Hey, I want to try something."
Can you wait until after I've finished?
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you say anything.
No, I meant going down to put stuff in because I didn't want you to shut the door and. Oh man, I suppose you could very well shut the door and leave me in there and see whether or not that
no,
works or not.
That's what my plan was, not to lock you in there. But
Okay.
I think that it might be interesting to see what happens if, say, I were to be put in there for about 5 minutes or so. Right?
Why don't you use one of your creatures from your bag?
Oh yeah. All right, I'll do that. I've got to roll them for the day, but yeah. Dice.
Whilst you're doing that, he takes the crate down, puts it carefully in the corner, and kind of comes back out again.
It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 3d8. Oh, I've got 2 of the same thing.
Yup.
Let's see what I've got. 4, 4, and 2, wasn't it?
Uh-huh.
Two axe beaks.
Nice.
And an ape.
Nice.
So, because we can ride axe beaks, I will get the ape to go down there.
Okay. You get the ape to go down the stairs, and as Remus returns without the crate, close the door. And do you wait or do you wander
Close
off?
the door.
Well, my thought was that we try walking for about 5 minutes and then check to see if the ape is traumatized in any way or dead.
Yep.
okay.
Because if a person was, say, to get injured, we may be able to move at speed with them in that room.
Have you ever tried
mean-
walking at speed with a door? I can assure you, it's not happening.
You're a barbarian, you're strong.
If we're gonna carry this with us, let's at least empty it of you know, spoiled food.
I've already done that. I
Yeah.
pulled the.
Yeah, you
most
took all
up.
of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
At that point, yeah.
All right.
At that point, at least it should be stale air, but not stale food rotting air.
Yeah. Okay.
I can live with that equation.
And once we're somewhere where we feeling safe, I can give the whole place a good clean with prestidigitation. Just
All
in
right.
case.
You pick up the door and you wander off for about 5 minutes. Set it down. You open the door. And a very confused ape is standing at the top of the staircase.
Excellent. Confused, but not in any way traumatized. It doesn't look like it's
I mean, you
suffered
shot
oxygen deprivation.
you shot an ape inside of a pitch dark room. It's slightly very confused, slightly upset, and kinda angry.
I
light a torch.
feel.
I light a torch, hold it out to it, and shut the door again, and carry on walking. I want to test how long it could last in there, because like mechanically speaking, a bag of holding only has 10 minutes of air, right?
Yep.
So I'm just trying to work out whether or not volumetrically, whether or not this has got enough air for, whether or not this is the same mechanics and therefore it's 10 minutes, or whether or not it's more of because of the space there's going to be longer, but there's still a limit on the amount of air that it's got.
You've also just put like a flame in there, which is going to use up oxygen as well. So
Exactly. So I'm diminishing my test by introducing a chaotic element.
All right.
I also.
I have an intelligence of -1.
I mean, and Craren applauds your efforts because it's science, it's the scientific method, and Craren also feels that Manny speaks, you know, out loud to himself that I feel it's safe to assume that time seems to pass normally in this space, and when the door closes, it remains dark on the other side. Excellent.
All right. You walk for another 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. You plop the door down. You open it. The torch has burned out.
Is the ape alive?
The ape.
The ape is alive and very angry.
Is it like heaving breath-wise, as if it's like had a problem with the torch?
Nope, but it has bared its teeth to you at this point.
I feel like this is coming very close to a moment where Romulus can use his sword to satisfy a bloodlust. Well, I mean, like, we can carry on testing if you want, but the poor ape looks a bit pissed.
yeah, I think it might be a good idea to call it there.
Yeah.
I
Well-
bow to the ape and allow it to kind of leave the room.
Yeah. Vum, vum, vum. Makes its way out. All right.
You know, flips you off as it walks
Yeah,
by.
basically like.
Well, if that's the case, so far, what we've known is the ape didn't die.
Yep.
The door opens to the same space, regardless of its location.
I would like to try a test on a person, so I'll volunteer for it, so nobody has to, you know, worry about their death. But I'll go in for 10 minutes.
While you're there, Oren,
Yeah.
let's keep on chatting to see if we can, what can be heard through the door.
All right.
Oren,
Yeah.
how would you feel a bit of mind-to-mind communication through the door?
I can keep up a continuous noise of sorts.
Okay, well, I'm just conscious of the last time I connected to you. There was that song going on for like about an hour, and then I carried on singing it, and it was just like.
I'm gonna warn
the Aarakocra song.
So out of character, out of game, if the two of you sing the Aarakocra song for 10 minutes, I'm banning the both of you.
I think it's in the public domain, but okay.
No! For my sanity! But no.
That's fair.
Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Oh my god, his song is annoying. Yes, I know, it's
That
really
also
annoying.
counts.
A song that will get on your nerves. Get up.
There's a reason why I changed the title from Eberron Noir till what it currently is, because, yeah. Alright, so Oren, you step into the room.
Yep.
Door closes behind you.
Yep.
It's pitch dark. Even
if you don't knock on the door every 30 seconds from now on until it opens and going, are we there yet? Are we there yet? I will be really upset.
Do we have a telepathic link up?
I was just checking to make sure it went through doors, which I think it does.
Should do.
I was more thinking, can we actually talk through the door as if it was just a regular, vaguely loosely fitting door? Because at that point, you can hear things from the outside in, and we can see if we can hear things from the inside out.
Yeah, he'll do both. It's fine.
Okay.
Oh my god, are you both singing and mentally singing the same song? Because this is definitely going to become a real problem. Yeah, okay, fine.
Yep.
All right. So, door closes behind you, Oren.
Enter the 8th I am.
And it becomes pitch dark. Like, even with your advanced dark vision, it is really hard to see. You can see maybe 10 feet ahead of you, and it's dim light. And
That's fine.
You start singing, and
Boy got married to the widow next door.
And
I'm fine.
outside the door, you can still hear Oren, but it's very slowed down. Like you can hear singing, but it's hard to understand. Like it's drawn out. And then after a few moments, it speeds up to the point where it's just noise. And
is that the same as the mental communication that I'm doing with him as well?
Yes.
I mean, if we're if it's time dilation, it should.
Yeah.
Go both
so
ways,
at first it's normal, Remus, and then it slows down to crawl, where you can barely get any sounds, and then it rushes into your head. I need you to make me a wisdom save.
13.
It's just noise. Just screeching through your head, and confusion latches on. Everything around you is just a sound. Discordant and everywhere. You can feel that heat from when you rage start building.
Oh no.
I will drop the door.
Okay.
I will drop drop the door and almost like hold my head as as it speeds up, kind of thing.
Hey, you okay, mate? What's happening?
Well, like if you can hear him singing like that. That's in my head as well. It's like he's in Surround sound.
Yeah. Surround sound.
Internal sound. You know what I mean?
Yes. Intrusive thought.
Yes. And after I've dropped it on the floor, I'm assuming it's now laying on its back in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah.
I will go over and yank the door open.
Yeah. The door opens inwards. And as you do, Oren, suddenly you get smacked. Oh, wait, did you go all the way down or are you up by the door? Since
I
you...
would have moved down enough if the door swings in that I'm not going to get hit, but I wouldn't
Okay.
have
Yeah.
gone too far down.
The door swings open. And daylight just floods in at you, Oren. And
Yell.
you feel like you were supposed to be only being here for 10 minutes, but it's been so long. And you tried to, like, you didn't want to disturb anything, but you kind of lost track of time, and now you're kind of hungry.
So it's been a while. You forget about me?
Yeah, it's been a very short period of time, and you got sped up like you were some sort of weird, like...
Oh, well, I'm
Chipmunk.
starving. My throat kind of hurts because I've been singing this whole time.
Yeah. So, like, out here, it was, like, less than a minute.
Ah.
Interesting.
Oh, you really traumatized that ape. And it's probably hungry. Because I'm
Oren.
starving. Yeah? What?
Yes, you're starving, but how long would you estimate you've been in there? I mean, you know that from our perspective, it's been just a moment. How long would you say it? Is it an hour, 2 hours, half a day?
I'm trying to figure something out real quick. Let's say that the Henry VIII song takes a minute to sing. How many rounds of it would he have sung? Because he would have kept track of that.
If you've kept track of it, you'd say So you were walking for a while before you found the door, and it's maybe 50 times at this point.
So 50 minutes?
Yeah,
I
roughly.
mean,
Yep. Not
if
quite an
we-
hour, mate. I was in there not quite an hour, and I'm kind of hungry. Yeah.
So would you say it's 1 to 60 or 1 to 100? As in, a minute is an hour, or would you say? As in player asking DM, because I'm not going to make that math in my head.
No, you would say that a minute is roughly an hour.
Okay.
Which
Yeah.
explains why the torch burned out.
I just realised that we can now cheat long
we
rests
left-
as well.
We left that poor ape in there for like 10
Yes.
hours.
Oh no.
We just need to mount the door somewhere just to make over it. Just make sure that if it falls in the right direction so we can actually exit.
Yeah.
Oh, that'd be horrific. Barebacks.
Because pushing the door into the ground and it's not going to lift the door frame off. So yeah, we might be
Guys.
stuck if that happens.
Guys. I've had the best idea, though.
Mm-hmm.
We turn this thingy into a place where you age your alcohol. We'll make out like bandits.
I mean, it might also be a good place to trap bandits. Could you imagine if you put one inside there and left them in there for an hour? Or two?
Yeah.
So a whole day is the equivalent of that multiplication, roughly 2 months here on player meat space.
So trapping someone.
That's 60 days.
Yep. No, so 24 hours would be 24
Yeah.
Yeah.
If it's 1 to 60, then 1 day is 60 days.
Yeah.
Unit conversion, motherfucker.
Basically, yeah.
Whoever we put in there for a day, if we forget the bandit there for a day, he's way dead.
Yeah.
I'll do the math
Ah.
for you, but yes. For now, let's go with that because I can't do that complicated math in my head.
No, but if it's it's still basic unit conversion. So 1 minute is 1 hour. There's 60 minutes in an hour. So 1 day is 60 days.
Yeah.
Comprende?
Yeah. Somewhat, yes.
Good. At which point, someone is left in there without food or water for 60 days.
Way dead.
They're gonna be dead. D-E-D, dead.
Yeah.
Welcome to D&D, where everything you do can be
Also-
turned into a war crime.
Also, like, you can cure hides, stuff like that in there for long periods of time, and it'd only take a few minutes or maybe an hour. It's
You
great.
can make prosciutto.
Yeah.
You could live forever.
Or like,
You can live a 60th of a forever.
or like for someone like me, you could go in there to finish a book during a short rest.
I mean,
You literally only
Or-
need 4 minutes.
Yeah. 4 minutes.
Like I
Cool.
said, welcome to D&D, wherever you give the players can be turned into a war crime.
But I still think that we should make it a still. Like for, well, not a still, but a place to, age casks of alcohol.
and make a profit.
There's
Yeah.
definitely one use for it. I mean, the other thing we haven't even attempted to see whether or not you can expand the space. Could you imagine what you could do if you could expand the space down there?
We could do so many things. We
I
could make our own
know.
private dungeon.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to try one more thing though. Okay.
Now, are you going to come out of there, or are you going to continue to sit in there and just?
Am I in there right now? Still, I would be.
Yeah.
I mean, the
Times-
door is open and we've been
The door-
talking.
The door's open and it's working as normal, right?
Yeah.
But
Right.
the door is flat on its back on the floor because I dropped.
Yep.
It. So
So it's
You'd
more
have to-
trap door
when you
than
climb
a door
out.
door right now, so
yeah.
So the doors open up while laying flat, so they're sort of looking in at me, who is like standing.
Yep.
Defying gravity, basically.
yep.
Yes.
Question.
Yeah. Give me a hand out.
I
Okay,
know
cool,
this will
alright.
be a fucky one, but yes, and I know we're talking about D&D where magic is a thing and all the other jazz, but for my mind's sake, does the time dilation happen inside, or does it happen when inside period, or does it happen inside when the door is closed? As in, is it only doing the fucky wucky when it's a separate space? Because right now it's an extension of the same space.
From what you can tell and your experiments, and give me an intelligence check, Craren. Just straight up intelligence.
Straight up intelligence, okay.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. 1, 2, 3, over there. Plop. I say plop. I say click the thing, motherfucker.
No, that's a save, but yeah,
You-
same modifier. No,
I
wait.
mean, nah, more of a. Regardless of how I click intelligence, it doesn't do it. It only lets me change the value or click the modifier.
Oh, you have to click on the word intelligence over it.
The word fuck off.
Okay. 16 is more than enough. As you're standing there looking at this thing and doing some calculations, it seems like you have to close the door for the time dilation to happen.
Well, that's all right.
While it's open, it seems like time is passing as normal, which explains the slowing down and then speeding up effect. It's almost like it was calibrating.
Much like a spinning record.
So, yeah, you have a door, and you can see the walls of the city of Patraken in the distance, maybe half an hour walking to reach the gates.
Craren is willing to part with a piece of rope that he may or may not have, and just make a knot at the bottom and a couple of dividers, and make a makeshift rope version of a backpack for Remus to carry the door. Nudge, nudge, hint, hint.
Okay. Yep, fine. I get the general picture. Remus is the strong one, therefore he is also the pack mule.
No, but
So,
because unlike you, we are wimps.
so I have had a thought on that account.
Oh?
Yes, Oren.
We are going into a relatively large town, I imagine.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
What would you think about the expense of a mule with a cart?
Oh, what? To bring along with us in our journey?
Yeah. To carry supplies outdoor, things that we don't necessarily want to lug around. Mules are relatively inexpensive as a cart.
And, I suppose, emergency provisions if required.
No.
I mean, sure. If you want to see about sorting something like this out, then I'm sure that we can add another weird creature to this menagerie, and he'll look at Elos when he says that.
Hi.
But at the same time, Oren, we're not having provisions for ourselves. How are we to provide for a cart with an extra animal? Do you want the animal to just casually start to gnaw on your thigh, for extra sustenance?
We are going into the city, right?
Uh-huh.
Presumably they would have food there for us and the animals.
Presumably.
And there are these little tokens. They're round and flat and made of metal. It's called currency, and I believe they can be exchanged in towns and cities for goods and services.
I mean, the alternative is that we get a cart and then just use your random creatures that you pull out of your sack every morning.
And then one day I pull out 3 weasels.
At which point, you three can all be hooked up to it.
I mean, it's possible, but...
Look, I really don't mind carrying the door. I'm sure we can find some way to make it slightly easier to walk around with, or something like that, and then we can just...
I mean, I am happy to pay for a cart.
Exactly. And we can store most of our shit inside there, providing it's not perishable, and then we're good to go, right?
Yeah.
Is there any way to stabilize the time?
You don't know.
Is there any way for Craren to find out if there is a way to stabilize the time?
You can do some research on it, but probably not in the middle of a marshland.
Would statistically someone in town have possessed this knowledge?
Maybe the owner of the door we stole.
No,
Give me a history check, Craren. Or and anyone.
Never be afraid to mislabel a product.
I mean,
What the hell?
What hell? What
uh,
hell is it?
Nah, my thing went weird. Yeah.
you gather. You think
Actually,
that they're.
I will. I'm for the sake of bullshit. I'm not having that.
There we go.
That was the inspiration.
Yes. Okay. With a 24, with a nat 20, you can think of several people that might be able to help you with that. Mostly on there, and Arcanix, which is the place for magical learning on this continent. You also know the names of some people that live in Sharn that could probably help, or in Carnath. There's not a chance you will be able to do that sort of experimentation and arcane work out here in the middle of nowhere.
At which point, in order to not raise suspicions of weirdness with doors, let's find some other junk and just push a trolley around. So at least it seems like we're pushing, derelict items and not. This is a vase. This is a shiny pot, and this is a Picasso. And then there's a door.
You saying that, and then also remembering the fact that I have a bounty out on my head, makes me think that as I get slightly closer towards the gate or the door of the city, I will disguise myself to look like a rather eccentric old man, using my masquerade tattoo, and he's just gonna keep he's gonna just keep walking and saying door, 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 door.
Okay, Remus, give me a deception check as you approach the large walls.
Can we find a cart outside of the city and just put Remus inside the door for now, for tits and pickles, and then put the door on the cart and then just push the cart through the town?
Give me a perception check.
No.
As you approach the city of Patraken, you walk up to a town with a tall stone brick wall that seems to encompass it. The walls themselves are rounded in a rather peculiar way, and inside you see a number of thatch roof homes. On the other side of this, you can see the enormous expanse of Black Water Lake that seems to almost cover the entire horizon. It is huge. And as you approach, there is a muted scent of fish, thatch, wood smoke, and animals. You can hear people talking, and you hear the shouting of many voices. as you approach this fishing town. At the gates, you see two large humanoids, half-orcs, standing, one at either side of the large gates. One of them, female with long black hair in tight braids, step forward, holding up a hand, and looks at you, Remus, for a moment, and just steps back and turns to the rest of you. He with you?
Yep.
Right.
I mean, he is a bit eccentric, but he's a good guy.
Right. Business in town.
We are staying for a little while to buy supplies and possibly just have a nice nap in a place that's not outside.
Right.
Yes, we've been traveling for some time, and yeah, it's cold outside. We're running out of supplies.
Right.
We don't plan to stay long, and you're the only settlement. Then he gestures vaguely out towards the fields. For a while.
Yeah. That's true. It's true. It's true. So you want Garsk general goods for supplies. It's through the gates, north, third intersection. You can't miss it. If you're looking for a cheap place to stay, you want to go wharf side. Again.
Excellent.
Straight through city. When you get to the docks, hitch a left. Can't miss it.
Gotcha.
Wonderful stuff.
Yeah.
She gives you a
Thank
quick glance. She looks at her own hand. Looks at you for a moment. Eyes narrowing a little bit. Looks around. Huh. Don't cause any troubles. You won't get any troubles. Welcome to this stinkhole. Steps aside and waves you through.
Thank you.
Why, thank you very much. Who was she talking to by that, or like looking at? Was she looking at me, or was she looking at?
She basically gave you a glance over.
Oh, okay.
As we walk past, I'm assuming that there was a big gate.
Yes.
Into the city. Yeah. Just to keep the appearance going, he will prop his door up against the gate of the door, and then kind of try to hug the city gate and just say "big door," and then kind of pick up his one and carry on.
All right.
That's fair.
Yeah.
How would you say the average person living here looks like?
As you look around, you see a lot of people dressed in heavy furs or leathers, covered in some cloaks against the wind. Well-made clothing, but simple for the most part, made to withstand the elements. Few people bother with niceties. As you head towards the where the general store was indicated to, you do see a few people that are dressed up a little bit more. But
Kryron just wants to gather intelligence to make sure that to be least amount of conspicuous, because the reason he's having a shift weave is to be able to blend in without having to change clothes. So
so imagine this is a fishing town at and the setting as a whole is early industrial revolution. So imagine
shift weave won't replicate a fishy smell though.
No, but like simple, well-made shirt, like linen shirt, a coat or a jacket, and then like a fur coat over it. Some
because
people
because the shift weave is just the outer layer just to
exactly
more or less blend in.
So you see a lot of people like nice like slacks and leather boots, jacket, linen shirt, and then fur coats or cloaks to keep away the elements. You do see more as you head north. You see people like dressed better with instead of cloaks and coats like made out of furs and pelts. You see more like thick woven wool cloaks or even coats. Some people seem to like almost like trench coat style. But the majority are dressed well-made but simple clothing.
Adana. A small question. Would there be a place, because he's just realized that he is in a town, nobody probably knows him, but he wants to be a little bit careful. Would there be a place for him to duck somewhere and put on, use his disguise kit, basically?
Make a perception check.
Let me find Orin. Perception.
There are several alleyways that you can duck in between. There are a couple of what looks like backyard gardens where you could probably duck around.
Excellent.
So why can't I move all of you?
So I would like for Oren to do his ducking in somewhere nice and secluded. He'd tell them he'll be right back. And a couple minutes later, a little old lady wanders out.
All right.
To meet them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes.
Give me a deception check.
Deception. 17.
Yeah. There's a little old lady approaching you guys. And Oren is nowhere to be found.
I'm keeping up appearances. The disguise self only lasts for an hour anyway. So at which point he will revert back to his normal form, and then he will stop pretending to be a crazy doorman.
All right.
He'll never stop being a crazy doorman. Not for me.
As you're walking up through the city, and you reach this almost like a city square area, you do find the general goods store to your left. And like the lady said, it is hard to miss. It says general goods across like the top beam under the thatch roof. And it is painted in a bright green.
Ooh. Very exotic.
Door.
I'm going to sneeze. Apologies.
Bless you.
That's what I was just trying a minute ago.
Remus,
Door.
Player asks actually, since we didn't talk about it, did you while you changed appearance for the sake of argument, did you also change your name?
No one's asked my name. All I'm just saying is door. You can call me whatever you want. Mentally, he'll mentally connect you and say, you can call me whatever you want whilst I look like this, because no one has asked my name yet, and no one has. Therefore, I can only keep this up for an hour, so bear that in mind.
Yes. Not more of a if we're going anywhere. Is more of a Kenny, or whatever. And just making sure if there was anything attached to it, before doing something more than usually stupid. But that's fine.
Well, shall we get going, dears?
Door.
Oh my god. Okay, let's go.
All right. You heading to the store first or the inn first?
What I mean, how far into the day are we? Is it time for doing shopping, or is it time for doing sleeping?
It's early afternoon at this point, maybe 3 p.m. You have another three and a half hours before.
We should be able to find general goods.
Yes, that's
All right.
You find general goods for general prices.
Yep. So this building here is Grun General Store, and then across from it you see what looks like a post office. What else did I put? Yeah. So here's the Grun General Store. Here is the post office. Down the way, if you walk up to the general store, down here you find what looks like an alehouse. So down there's an alehouse. And then from there you can, if you look to your right, with the general store to your left, you see Blackwater Lake. And you can see several large fishing vessels that are currently tied up at the docks. The waves.
Yes, excellent. Several large fishing vessels.
Yes, definitely. It seems like the wind is causing the waves to go rather high, but you can see other fishing ships or fish and ships. Yes, that's what I wanted. Fishing boats out on the lake as well. There are a lot of people around you, and they seem to be eyeing you suspiciously, especially with the old lady and the crazy old guy with the door.
Door.
Remus, the old lady is going to try and lock arms with you.
Sure.
And just go,
Come along, dearie.
And he changes what he says now. He says dear door instead.
Oh dear. All right.
I wonder how many words this one can hold in his mind. We have now upgraded to 2.
All right.
If I
So,
were to give
where do you
something
want-
shiny to Kenny over here,
So where are you heading?
Oren was under the impression that they might be going to the general goods
Okay.
first.
Yeah,
To maybe
so
try and
general
get some
goods.
rations, maybe a cart.
All right. You walk up to
Yes,
the general goods store, and you can see this bright green painted what's it called? Support beam, and behind it an equally bright painted wall, and dark brown stained door leading into the general goods. And looking at this door, it will take some work, but you can probably fit your door through it if you wanted to.
I was about to say, is it like a standard size door? Or
Yes.
is it like a double door?
That's a standard
Standard
size
size
door.
Okay,
So you
cool.
would have to flip it and...
Okay. Well, so first thing he will attempt to do is walk in like normal because he is keeping up appearances, and he'll probably get stuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
So yeah. And then he goes bad door, and he kind of backs back out again, just flips it off of his back, kind of walks it through sideways.
All right.
much like a dog with a stick.
Yep.
Yes.
Yes.
Yep.
And to be fair, he might knock it a few times as he's trying to get through, as if to go, no, can't go in that way, can't go in that way. It's like, door, door. And then he gets in.
Okay.
He
so
is keeping track of time because he's fairly aware that a shopping trip might take longer than an hour. And therefore, if he's going to suddenly become himself inside a room, inside the general goods store, it's not a good idea.
all right. So you step into the general goods store, and why didn't I upload that NPC? Oh well.
I have never thought. While you think about that, let me just point out something stupid that my brain just came to think of. I have never thought to myself or questioned, can someone that has a disguise kit disguise someone else?
Yes.
Yeah.
My computer just died. What happened?
Oh no.
I mean, it has died very softly because we can still hear you, see you, and the stream. So yeah.
Oh yeah, no, my screen is
I-
frozen. Oh yeah,
Very nearly
because
shouted something at Remus, by the way. Like,
I accidentally
player-wise.
started a photo editing software instead. That's great.
Show us your kitty.
Hmm?
Kitty. Show us your kitty.
Oh, this one.
Yeah.
Aw.
I have 2 black kitties.
All right,
Aw, best
so-
kitty.
As you
Sorry.
step in
I'm
through
hurt.
the doors, with some work behind it, you are met with a tall-looking, bald orc standing there, leaning one elbow against the counter, looking straight at you, very amused at you getting that door through his front door. A simple vest covering a linen shirt, arms or hands wrapped in fingerless gloves. He's just leaning against the counters. The reason
Those
why you bring a door through my door.
Never mind, Sharnan. He's a bit. It's his favorite door, and he likes to bring it with him. He's harmless, really. Handy with tools, hard worker, and he likes his door. So yeah, we just let him keep it.
Yes, my
All
dear
right.
husband is a little bit silly. In
All
his
right.
old age.
You break it, you buy it. Now, How
And-
can I help
Yeah,
you?
that's entirely fair.
Break door?
No, Sharna, no.
No.
In the event that your door bumps into something.
Door.
Yes.
Yes, door, darling.
Right. You buying? Can I get you anything?
Well, we
Uh,
are on a bit of a trip to see if we can find a way to fix my dear husband's addled brains. And we find ourselves short on rations and maybe looking for a cart for these strapping young lads to deal with for us. Among other sundries that we may need. Can you manage that, dear?
Got rations? Yeah.
Yep.
We got other stuff if you need for a trip. You traveling on
Yes.
foot?
I
Well,
mean,
see.
yes.
Yes.
You mean to say?
There's no life in these old bones.
He looks up to Kryran and Romulus and just. You mean to say? You put this old dear to walking on foot?
I've carried her.
Right.
He has through much of the treacherous terrain. He's a very good boy. And sort of reaches up with a shaking hand and pats him on the cheek.
I was gonna say pinches the cheek.
Right. Well, how many days of rations do you want? And is there anything else I can get you?
How far away is the next place we're going, boys?
Good question. Can we see the?
How far is the next place we're going?
So let me put you guys. Where did I put the map? There's the map.
Map. The map. The map.
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 Shush!
Map. Map.
Map.
Door.
Fucking hell.
Oh no.
Oh, shit.
That
That's
is
got all lightheaded.
now becoming a sound clip. Alright. You are by the pin.
Can someone clip this?
I need this as a clip.
I'm dying.
Okay. You are at the pin.
Yes.
Okay.
We're at the map pin.
Your next destination is here. After that, you said you wanted to head up here to investigate those ruins. And after that, you wanted to head to Mordane's Hall.
Yep.
The next
Yeah.
The next major settlement after this fishing village is Thrakelorn. And after that, you did get an invitation from Sorakatra to visit the Great Crag.
Just guesstimating, would you say that in the event that we don't get lost and do other meandering bits, does that equate to what? Roughly 10 days of rations for?
So from where you're at, Patrakin right now, up here, if you walk along the water's edge, is about 4 days on foot. If you
Okay, so 15 days.
Yeah. If you get passage on a boat across the lake, it's about 2 days. Day and a half. Depending on weather.
Yeah, but the other bits are on land.
Yeah.
plus or minus terrain, plus or minus other bits. So guesstimating 15 days of rations for what we have, and
So
how much do we actually have on us? So
right
split
now,
it. So that's the difference, and the difference is whatever we need to buy.
yeah. So I'd say that if you only want to live on rations and not have to worry about hunting, say 15 days per person.
So that's 60.
You are going to be traveling along the beach, so fishing is possible. It's not like anyone's gonna stop you.
Would it be reasonable to say 30 days? I said 30 rations, half of it, and we find the rest by hunting.
Yeah.
I mean, I just get 60, and there's more than enough people to carry shit.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean,
we
do
can
have
still hunt and supplement it, and then it just leaves us what less that we need for later on.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, most definitely.
So the total journey from the coast to where you're at right now has been, if my math is correct, come on, 23 days.
Okay.
It's roughly the same distance. It's gonna be less now because Drum is flat and not swampy, so it's gonna be easier. So maybe 19 days, but you're taking a little bit of curvy detours. So yeah, I'd say if you get 15 days each, you'll have plenty.
Okay. How much
So
do
that's
rations cost in this campaign?
Let me double check.
I think it's 5 silver per day for rations usually.
Yeah, it's 5 silvers per day. Each ration costs £2, and that will feed you for the entire day. 1.
Okay.
How much did you say?
5 silver per ration, and they weigh £2 each.
So that's 2 per gold, and so 7.5 gold.
Yeah, 7.5 gold per person.
Okay.
So I will pay my
That's-
7.5.
That's more than half of the entire fortune of Craren in rations.
Sorry, how much did you need? Oh, I've completely blanked.
No,
7.5
7.5 gold. Or seven gold and 5 silver.
Yeah.
For 15 rations. I'll mark
okay,
that off.
How much is it for all 60?
30. Also, for
30
60
gold.
for 60 rations, it's 5 silver per ration, so it's 30 gold.
Okay.
And we invoice this.
I mean, possibly, maybe.
60 rations. Can we get that in a crate? I'm asking for reasons. Craren is asking for reasons.
If you want, well, you can get it in the crate. You can get it in the bag, several bags. If you're gonna carry it, but yes.
Player is asking because distort value only works on one item. If we can get this in one item.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna work on
Yes,
that.
I'm cheating.
No.
Because the content of that crate
Yeah.
is now much less than 30 gold.
Yeah, no, it's not gonna work in this instance. But
God damn it.
Whilst they're talking about it, I would have roamed around the shop a little bit.
Okay.
Being mostly careful with the door, and then effectively comes back and goes, rather than saying door, door, door all the time, he says trade, 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 and he pulls out the 3 gold rings from that we found in the jewelry box. To see whether or not we can use that to trade instead of the gold coins.
Yeah. Absolutely. Let me double check that.
So from a player perspective, fuck you for not letting me have that. It's so rare that you actually can use.
If you take the time, you could probably do it to one of the rings.
I mean, it's a touch, and the casting time is a minute.
Yeah, if you take the time to just wander around holding one of them, you could probably do it to the ring, one of the rings.
To not make it completely stupid, how much money does this guy actually have?
It's a general store in a fishing town. It probably has judging by the store, he's not trading in platinum, but he's doing well. He's doing well.
More of a if one of those rings could be worth, I don't know, 50 gold.
Yeah, he could cover that easily. Like you see toolkits.
But we're also buying, whatever else do we need? As in, how much will our general thing need to be, and how much do we need to inflate its value?
You can make
for it not to be completely unreasonable.
You can make me a perception check if you want. To see like the general vibe of this store.
No, more of a we need rations, but what else do we need?
I mean, you can talk amongst yourself. I'd say, looking around. Give me a perception check. Real quick.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. As you look around, you see that he has tools. He has toolkits. From your experience, you can tell that some of those kits are easily worth between 25 to 50 gold. So he could probably cover, like, if you want to trade or sell stuff, easy. But 17, I'd say, the glance with your experience, covering up to 1,000 gold is probably not a problem.
Yeah, what Craren is mostly thinking is more of a, as long as we know how much we're going to get, and as long as we don't make the ring seem to be stupidly expensive, because if it's too stupid expensive, he can't resell it. As such, he wouldn't want to trade it.
Yeah, I'd say that. I mean, if you've. Where did you get those rings? My brain is blanking right now.
They were in the jewelry box.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah, Craren, you would have seen it. You would have, like, with a quick glance, without actually doing any extensive look, they're probably worth 25 gold each.
Fairly fair. How many rings did we have?
3.
3. Okay.
So distorting the value and adding another 10 to the value of 1 would probably not be a problem at all.
Yeah, or doubling just 1 at that point, we'll have, give or take, 200 gold or something, and let's see if we can match that. So 30 in rations, and let's see what else do we need, guys. Monsieur Doorman.
I'm
door.
not really sure what else we.
I'm looking through Kraren's inventory, and it's like I don't know that he's actually, properly missing something right now.
Yeah, I think rations are like the only outstanding.
Does it look as though that he's likely to have any magical items or anything like that in the shop at all?
No.
He's not having a pouch of holding.
No.
We don't need a pouch of holding. We have a door of staircase.
No, it's more of a at some points it's handy to stuff away the heating cube.
Are they likely to have potions or something like that at all? In terms of health potions and stuff? Or is that more of an apothecary kind of thing?
If you ask it aloud, Grun will tell you that, no, don't have any of them potions here, but if you go down, straight ahead,
I mean,
second intersection, take a right. There's a herbalist there, sells all kinds of potions.
So, at which point, we don't really need anything else than rations, do we? Because if no one, yeah, I'm sorry, yes.
Unless the guy has got the cart that we want, or we want to buy any fishing gear or anything like that for hunting.
I wouldn't mind a fishing pole, but I can buy that on my own.
Yeah, he has several fishing rods. It's almost like you're in a fishing town. So yeah, you can. He'll tell you that. Yeah, we have fishing gear here. 2 silvers for a pack. Got some real nice bait on that. Tied the lures myself.
How much was it for a pack?
2 silver. That includes a fishing pole, spool of fishing line, a hook and a lure, and a small jar of bait.
She'd be happy to shell out the one gold for each of us to have one, and then an extra one just in case something breaks.
Yep.
That seems reasonable. That adds up to 31 gold.
What kind of fish would we expect around here?
Normally the wet kind.
You're funny.
Oh, in the lake, trout. Sometimes we get the fuck that is called pike. Mostly trout though.
Fair enough,
Some
fair enough.
eels if they wander up through the stream.
Do they have any moray eels by any chance?
Nah, for morays you need further south.
Ah, gotcha. Okay.
It's too cold for them here. All right.
Wow.
Did you say you wanted a cart as well?
If possible.
Yeah.
So we can lug stuff around.
Yeah, I got a couple of carts. Do you want it covered or you want it open?
What do you think it is?
Obvious question is, even if we do get a covered thing, can we fit the door in?
With some finagling, you could probably fit the door in.
So the answer is yes.
And then if it were to, say, rain, we could shelter in it.
That works too.
Alright. So, a covered cart will cost you 20 gold. Think I have a bolt of canvas here somewhere if you need to repair it. And if you go up the street and talk to... What's his name again? Jonas. If you talk to Jonas, he has some nice horses and mules for sale. It's real cheap.
Yes, I suppose. Do you sell feed here, or is there a feed store?
No, Jonas
you know,
deals with
for
that.
women?
Could probably
Right.
get a couple of hay bales. Usually pay like 2 coppers per bale.
Yes.
As far as I know, a mule is cheap, horse is expensive. Eh. He has good mules though.
Strong.
Yeah.
Good.
Depends if you want like it's just for traveling, I'd get a draft horse. If you're dragging stuff, I'd get an ox. If you're just walking, get a mule.
Yes. And we're walking, so
Right.
yes.
Well, go talk to Jonas. He's the one that breeds them. And sells them.
Thank you. Thank you, dear.
No problem.
So how many rings am I losing? Just one.
Plausibly just one. As long as Craren gets to hold it for a minute first.
Well, he would have toddled over to you and basically held out the rings to say trade. So you could have taken it in his hand and played around with it if you so wished.
Okay, so 20 gold pieces for the cart. And
So that's 51.
30 for the food and one
And
for...
then 2 times, well, and then 2 times, well, actually 5 times 2 silver, so 1 more gold.
Yeah, so 51 gold pieces in total.
Yes.
Yes. Yes.
Alright, and you're using distort value?
Yes. And in this instance, the perceived value is 55 gold. But Craren will, so whatever store clerk's name is.
Grun.
Grun. There you go. So to Grun, this seems to be worth 55 gold. Obviously.
Ha! Yes, with that roll. Yeah, he's like, oh, this is a really nice ring. You sure you want to part with it?
Well, I mean, we have no practical use for it. We're walking where we need rations. It takes up pocket space. It's not like we can use it to eat it.
Good
And
point, good point.
You
Yeah,
give us
no.
you give us goods.
No,
Yeah.
for this one, you can have the crate for the food as well. And, yeah. You know what? Give me this. I'll pack your stuff for you.
Thank you, dear.
Just, come back when you have a horse to pull. It's gonna weigh a lot, this cart. Or you can roll it away if you want, but it's like 200 pounds plus whatever you bought.
At
Fuck.
which point,
Mentally connect with Craren and state, don't forget we want to pick it up tomorrow.
Ah, yes. We're planning on staying the night because we're getting to the end of the day. If we can get ourselves a mule or a horse, that is excellent. But we also need to stay the night because we're not going outside out of town at this hour, so we might want to find ourselves a mule maybe, because we're not going to have a brisker pace than that, and some place to sleep.
Oh,
So is it okay if we pick this up by tomorrow?
where
Is that okay with you?
Where are you staying?
We're not sure yet.
Where are we staying? We only got the it's cheaper by the docks, but whatever that meant.
Well, you can go up to the Pines, which is northeast of here. Decent place. Most of the guards drink there. A little bit expensive. Get good ale there. Or you can go by the wharf side. It's called the Wharf Side Inn. Really cheap. Really good ale. Very decent place. Gets a bit loud. Sailors. Come to think of it, Wharfside is probably better. Jerica makes a mean stew. She's the proprietor.
I enjoy that. I enjoy the concept of food.
Give me a silver and the money you want to spend on a horse. I'll fix it for you. If you stay at the Wharfside.
At which point, in this general world and realm of yours, how much is a pulling creature?
A draft horse is 50 gold pieces. A mule is 5. But you will need 2 mules to pull the cart.
Well, poking me sideways with the tea bag.
You would have also been told, and I forgot to tell you this, there is a parcel waiting for you at the post office from Derek.
I wondered why you mentioned the post office, but not.
Yeah,
why he needs to go to the post office.
That's on me. You have a parcel
Just
waiting.
in the event you want to send something.
Yeah, no. At the post office, you will have a crate waiting for you from Derek.
Uh-oh.
Okay.
What was that?
It's self-immolating coconuts.
Am I back?
Yes?
Everything just blooped. I'm not sure what happened.
All right, then.
I mean, you're here, we hear you, so yeah.
And because I completely blanked on this, because my brain is not working for some reason. What did I put that there would be in this?
What did you want? Goggles for night vision or something?
Yeah. So, if you decide to pick up the parcel first, the package contains goggles of night.
I can see.
There would be 20 rations in it. 4
But we don't know this now.
No, you would have to go by the post office first before heading into the general store. But yeah.
But we didn't, so...
No, you didn't. But if you decide to go by there on your way to, say, pick up a horse, you would know that there would be 400 gold pieces in that parcel as well.
Ooh.
So you do have...
Does that mean I can add 100 gold pieces to my sheet?
So it would be 100 gold pieces per person for securing Lamania Cross Station.
Yay.
Ooh, is that the bonus for the Feywild?
Yes.
Cool.
So you do have money to get a draft horse, or even 2 if you wanted to.
I mean, we can also part with another ring, but let's.
Yeah.
I
It's
mean,
up to you guys.
this is how you want to. This really is how you want to cut this cake. Do you want to magic in the money and then go, hi, have this for the horse, or do we actually just leave and then, oh yeah, by the way, now we have the money here, buy us a horse? Because one way we have to leave the store and then get the parcel and all the other jazz and then come back with the money, or we're going to have to magic up some money for him to buy the horse, at which point he's going to find out that those rings are not worth what we told him they are.
Well, I had, previous to that, 34 gold pieces on me.
How much was the horse?
50.
50?
A horse is 50. A mule is, I think Adana said 5?
Yeah.
I thought
A
that-
mule
But
is
we're
5.
going to need 2.
Yeah, you need 2 mules to pull the cart.
Which is then 10 gold pieces.
Yeah.
Yes, but at the same time, we're also going to need some snackaroonies for those.
Which cost, I think, 2 copper, you said? Or 2 silver?
2 copper
Yeah, but
per bale.
Yeah.
How long will a bale in this game?
For 2
last?
mules, 1 bale will last 2 days.
Okay.
And
At which point?
same for
need-
1 draft horse. Because bigger, eat more.
Yeah, but no more of a. I hear what you're saying. I'm just trying to make my head understand how we're going to fit this on the cart, because we're going to need 7.5 hay bales.
The
If we
horses can
postulate we're going to be
graze
out for.
as well. So
Yeah, how much snow is there?
in the city right now, where you're at right now, it's not that much snow. You see
More of a when we leave. Is there's snow? There's not much to graze on, which is
No.
sort of what I'm getting at.
there's not. So
At which point we need hay
You can
bales.
also feed horses grain.
yeah, grain would probably be cheaper at this point.
As in more size effective as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need less grain to feed a horse than you do
But yeah.
hay.
So for the sake of brevity, you tell
We magic up a horse, or do we magic up 2 donkeys?
I am happy either way.
2 donkeys.
I'm just.
Donkeys are cheaper, and if there's 2 of them,
Yeah.
that means that if something were to happen, we could lighten the load and still move.
Yeah.
Like if one of them were to, I don't know, be picked up by a harpy and carried off.
All right. So you ask him to
Or,
secure.
yeah.
Yep. Okay. So
hmm
you ask him to pick you up 2 donkeys, and you head on over to.
I don't know. Hay bale worth for 4 days. I don't know.
Okay. He'll probably get you a. Terris, you know how much donkeys eat.
Yeah. So I'd say probably a mix of fodder and grain.
Yep.
Usually, let's see. I'm trying to think donkeys, because most of my horses are absolute units and pigs to boot.
Well, we're
Donkeys eat less. They're more fuel efficient.
Yep.
I'd say you'd probably be stretching out with grain and that. You could probably do half a bale a day for the 2, plus some grain on top.
okay. So a big
And
bag
if
of
they're grazing.
grain and 2 hay
Yep.
bales. will last you about 5 days. And
That sounds about right. Yeah.
whenever there's not snow covering the ground, they can graze.
Also,
But there's-
donkeys are a bit like goats insofar as they will try and strip
Yep.
bark off trees and things like that to eat
Yep.
their.
And from what you
Insane.
saw heading towards Droam, the whole damn country is covered in grass. So it's just getting them there that will be the issue. But we we have run out of time, unfortunately, for today's session. We will be sorting a lot of the shopping stuff between sessions, and then start at whatever inn the party decides to stay at next time.